Today, my friends and I would like to present to you on our second assignment, which is FMA, or Factory and Machinery Act 1967. Okay, what is the definition and objective of FMA? Okay, FMA is basically an act to provide control of factories relating to safety, health, and welfare of their employees, and also includes the inspection and registration of their machine. Okay, for regulation number 15, which is the blue down valves and cogs, the safety regulation requires the bore of the valve to be not less than 1 inch diameter. And second, there must be a device fitting in the valve that indicates its closed and open position. And lastly, it must be a bolted or double gland type. For the regulation number 43, which is the boiler feed water, its safety regulation requires any inspector can take samples from the boiler for analytical purposes. Second, any inspection or maintenance must be signed by the owner. And the third, the owner must provide a document registration of the machine during an inspection.
Regulation number 48, safety valve. When the safety valve loses its seal, it has become an unsafe condition as it is unable to blow pressure on the set working pressure. Safety valve should have a hand lifting lever to allow the valve to be eased by hand when under pressure. It also should be a type of direct spring loaded valve so that when the valve is under pressure, it won't be overloaded. Regulation number 68, pipe installation. For the unsafe condition, the pipe is inadequately supported, causing the pipe shoes to fail. This could be prevented by using wide flange beam as an extra support. For the safe condition, the expansion joint is attached with limiting rods to prevent overextension of the bellow. Regulation number 76, opening up boiler or pressure vessel. It is unsafe for a worker to clean or rinse a boiler that has not fully released the steam yet. For a safe condition, the steam boiler should be shut down several days prior to cleaning so that the boiler will be fully cooled. Factories and Machineries Act, Safety, Health and Welfare, 1970. Regulation number 8, opening generally to be fenced. It is unsafe for any floor opening to not be secured properly by its cover. Supposedly, any holes on the floor should be covered by a strong secure materials or it should be protected by guardrails and two-board around it. Regulation number 12, working at height. It can clearly be seen that the worker is under unsafe condition as he is not wearing any safety belt or even ropes. The worker should have wear harness properly where the harness is attached to encourage point that is securely placed.
Next, I will continue with Safety, Health and Welfare for Regulation 13, which is confined space. The worker who involved in working in confined space did not wear full PPE set so that he will vomit and having difficulty to breathe due to lack of oxygen in confined space. So the workers need to wear full PPE set with safety helmet, harness, and also a birth breathing apparatus. For the Regulation 20 in bracket C, cylindrical gas were chained in cluster and exposed to the direct sun. So, for most FOA, gas is chained individually and stored in conducive condition. For Regulation 20 in bracket 1 to 4, we can see haze of cutting and welding in the picture due to poor ventilation. So the use of dark mode in the workplace will pull the dust away. Lighting, poor lighting condition will cause uneasy to workers, especially who facing the PC. But the productivity of workers will be enhanced if they work in a more excellent lighting condition. Lastly, for the Regulation 32F, the workers did not wear gloves while handling with chemical petrol so that it will cause long-term effect like having skin irritation. So the workers need to wear suitable gloves while doing the services to prevent any dangerous.
I would like to continue our presentation by explaining Regulation 32G, Respiratory Protective Equipment. As you can see, the picture shows two examples of safe and unsafe condition. For the unsafe condition, the picture shows a man drilling into a concrete. Constant exposure to dust when drilling into a concrete may irritate respiratory system. For the safe condition, the picture shows the best way to wear respiratory protective equipment. According to the Health, Safety and Welfare 1970, respiratory protective equipment can protect individual against the inhalation of hazardous substances in the workplace. Regulation number 7, drowning hazards. Two of the pictures demonstrate the unsafe and safe condition of drowning hazards. According to the Building Operation and Works of Engineering, Construction, Safety 1986, the action of not wearing life jacket, especially when working near water, is exposed to the risk of drowning. Therefore, employees who are exposed to the hazards of falling into water or drowns should be provided with life jacket. A manned and properly equipped boat should be provided if necessary. Regulation number 8, sleeping hazards. An example which can explain the unsafe condition is wet floor. A wet floor could result in slip and accidents if not cleaned up immediately. Therefore, oil, grease, water and other substances that can cause slippery footing should be removed or covered to provide slip-safe footing. For Regulation number 16, electrical hazards. Here is an example of the unsafe condition. Exposed electrical parts can cause potential shocks and burns. As a precaution, a minimum distance of 10 feet from overhead power lines should be maintained to avoid electrocution to workers. Another example is the safe condition. Employees who come in contact with electrical power lines should be provided with insulated protective gloves. For Regulation number 24, safety helmets. An example which can explain the unsafe condition is failure in wearing safety helmets. Failure in wearing safety helmets, especially for industrial sectors such as construction, power, mining and forestry, has the risk of getting physical injuries. Therefore, workers who are exposed to falling or flying objects on the heads should wear fitting industrial safety helmets.
I will proceed with the Regulation number 46, which is chutes. For the picture on the left, it is considered unsafe because the chute has an angle more than 45 degrees, but it is in unclosed condition. According to the regulation, the chute used for removal of waste that has angle more than 45 degrees should be entirely closed on all sides. Also, all the openings of chutes are closed when not in use, except for the top opening for discharge of material. Moving on to the regulation number 55, which is referring to the safety net. In a safe working condition, the safety net should be installed with sufficient size and covering the area of possible fall. In addition to that, the safety net needs to be supported at sufficient height and provide sufficient support outside and beyond the area of possible fall. As for regulation number 72, which is referring to scaffold construction, for the situation to be considered as a safe working condition, the scaffold should have adequate strength to serve as the purpose it should be used and capable to support the load for at least an hour. Prior to that, sufficient material shall be provided and used during the construction of scaffolds. Lastly, coming to the regulation number 112, that focusing on excavation work, stability of structures. The condition is considered unsafe since there is no temporary structure to support the stability of the structure at the construction site. Contrary to that, the picture on the right has sheet piling and shoring to support the structure. As stated in the regulation, areas to be excavated need to be supported either by underpinning, shoring, sheet piling, bracing, or other suitable form of support designed by the professionals in maintaining the stability of structures to prevent injury. And here are the list of references that we use throughout this assignment. And that's all from us. Thank you.